Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, this video is not sponsored by one of my all-time favorite children's books, Brenda Bride and the Flyaway Veil. Have you ever seen this book? Oh my god, I found it in my basement. I loved this book when I was a kid. You can also get all of the other People Pals on the back books. Cinderella, Betty Ballerina, Brenda Bride, Mother Goose, Nina Nurse, Goldilocks, Sally Stewardess. Oh my god, if I could find Sally Stewardess, that would totally make my year. Rockabye Baby and Red Riding Hood. I love these books so much. Oh look, there she is in her flyaway veil. Oh my lord. Okay, so anyway. I'm so weird. Let's just get right into this video, right? I have actually not even read the questions to this. I just like searched tag videos, and I love Books and Lala. I love Lala. She's one of my all-time favorite YouTubers. And she had done the Tbr Book Tag like earlier in the spring, and I had never heard of it. So I thought, let's just do this. I haven't read any of the questions. I rarely ever do a TBR unless it's for like a readathon. So I thought, well, this is like the perfect tag video for me because it completely won't apply to anything that I do, right? So let's just get into this. There are like, I don't know, 10 questions or something like that. I don't have any idea who the original video is made by. I think it was actually, I looked on somebody else's. I think it was actually like a blog post, but I'll link Books and Lala. She's got all this stuff linked there below. So if you want to know all the things, you can go to Books and Lala channel. I mean, she's worth looking at anyway. I love her. Okay, so number one, how do you keep track of your TBR pile? Well, I don't really. So like, I have a pile of books over there in my kitchen right now. My husband's like losing his shit because I have my Booktubeathon books piled up, and then next to it I have the books that I'm reading, and then against the back wall I have books that I want to finish. But mostly I keep my TBR, my like want to read, on my Goodreads. So if you want to know what books I want to read, I keep it on there. What I do typically once a week is I go to Barnes & Noble, and I typically have like, I always have a word I say. Like 2 videos ago it was super excited, and now it's typically. I typically have a book that I'm looking for when I go to Barnes & Noble. I never buy books at Barnes & Noble. I always either go to Amazon or Half Price Books because Barnes & Noble is just too expensive for me. I'm sorry. I think everything looks beautiful there, a little too expensive. So anyway, and then if you don't know what you don't know is a lot, you can actually, on Goodreads, you can scan a book, like the barcode, and then it'll put right into your Goodreads what to read. And so I just do that. Like I just scan. So if you want to know books that I want to read, they're typically always on my Goodreads. I don't like ever really update my Amazon wish list maybe every 6 months because I just don't. So anyway, so Goodreads is where I keep my TBR file or pile. Is your TBR mostly print or ebook? My TBR is almost exclusively print. I don't really read much ebook whatsoever, like Kindles. I just finished a book on Kindle. I'm actually reading a book on Kindle right now because I know somebody will ask. I will tell you what I'm reading. It's a Richard Lehman book, and the only reason I got it was because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And it's No Sanctuary. It's a horror novel, so I lay in bed and I read it before I go to sleep at night. But I don't consider it like one of my mainstay reads, if that makes sense. Let's see, how do you determine which book from your TBR to be read next? Well, it's really strange. Like, you know, I don't like, so the other day I went in, I have never gotten on Book Depository. Can you believe it? Like over a year on BookTube now, and I've never been to Book Depository. And so I went to Book Depository and I just like went through my TBR and I just like looked up every book, and if they were like less than 10 bucks, I ordered it. Most of them were about $7, $8. So I think I ended up buying like 6 or 7 books off Book Depository. And they were books that like I had looked for and couldn't find other places. So like Final Girls, even though it's not getting great reviews, but like, and then Friday Nights at Freddy's, there were like a couple books on there. And then I actually bought the book that we're now group reading for Booktubeathon. You know, when everybody's already come out with their TBR for Booktubeathon, how not to totally screw it up? Why don't we throw in there a group read? So now I'm gonna do 8 books instead of 7, but whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna finish any of them anyway. Okay, so I just kind of like picked the next book that I'm gonna read. Right now I am reading, The Summer That Melted Everything, I think is what it's called. And the author sent it to me, and it just is like really hot outside this week, and I like to read outside. So I thought this is a perfect one to read. I typically read books that are seasonal. So like at wintertime, I read winter books. In the summer, I like to read summer books. Not always, but typically. Let's see, a book that's been on your TBR list the longest. Right now, I would say probably Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and it's actually a book that I'm going to be reading for Booktubeathon. I've had it on there since way last year. A book you recently added to your TBR. Well, I can go into Goodreads and tell you the most recent book I added to my to be read. And when I say to be read, I kind of like look at that the same way as want to read, because I just end up getting those books anyway. Like I'm currently reading on Goodreads like it's too many books. Oh, I just finished The Gilded Razor last night. I finished The Gilded Razor by Sam Lansky. It's an alcoholic addict, sexual addiction memoir. It was absolutely incredible. He's the pop culture editor for Time magazine. He's adorable. He's like 25 or 26 or something like that. And the last couple books I added were, and then there were 4 by Nancy Werlin, No Good Deed by Goldie Modovsky, Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes, I just bought the first one, and Final Girls. And then because Jenna Claire put on her, I asked like, what's your favorite book? And she said Trash Hearts Tolstoy. So I put that on there, and I think those were all the books that I ended up actually buying. The Summer That Melted Everything is the book that I'm reading right now. Okay. Oh wait, I think I have some requests. So I have 2 friend requests for Candace and Dome. And there, I accept everybody that asked me to be their friend. So, hi Candace and Dome. All right, let's get into the next question. A book in your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover. Oh, that Midnight Ploppy Floppy or whatever that everybody told me was horrible. That was the last book that I bought just because of its cover. I rarely buy books because of their cover. Do you know what I'm talking about? Midnight Floppy Poppy or something like that. It's really pretty cover. I never buy books because of their covers. I just don't. Don't judge a book by its cover. A book on your TBR that you never plan on reading. Well, I can't say that because like every book, at some point, like I really hope that I'll read. A Little Life by the Haragashara or whatever, I can never pronounce her name. Like that is so lengthy that I don't know when I'll get to it. Helter Skelter I plan on finishing, and it's same, it's extremely lengthy. But those will just take me longer. I don't know about It right now. I'm kind of like really struggling getting into Stephen King's It. An unpublished book on your TBR that you're excited for. Oh, what's an unpublished book? Oh, well, I'll tell you what. The sequel to Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I think it's called There Will Be More Summers or something like that. It's coming out in like 2018 or 19. I cannot wait. So that's definitely on my TBR. A book on your TBR that basically everyone's read but you. Oh, The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Scarlet's my next one. And it actually is on my TBR. So, we'll see. A book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you, Six of Crows, everybody, is like you have to read Six of Crows. And the Marissa Meyer's Lunar Chronicles, everybody recommends that book to me too. Or that series to me. Everybody for the longest time recommended to me Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I hated that book. I will not be reading the rest of that series. I thought it was stupid. I didn't like it at all. A book on your TBR that you're dying to... Okay, and that would be a good example of my last tag video where people are like, you didn't like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children? I'm gonna have to unsubscribe to you. Like, what? Seriously? Okay, I mean, I'm sorry. A book on your TBR that you're dying to read. I'm really excited to read Eliza and Her Monsters because so many people have talked to me about it, and the author is also from Indianapolis, where I live. So I'm super excited about that. I'm looking at my TBR for Booktubeathon. It's sitting right over there. Ember in the Ashes, because so many people have said things about that. And Six of Crows, because I have no idea about that whatsoever. I mean, my whole TBR for Booktubeathon I'm very excited about. You know, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. So many people have told me they love that, and I want to see the movie. Wishfall by Jennifer Smith is a book that I literally went to the bookstore like 5 times and then finally just was like, buy it. So I did. How many books are on your TBR shelf? Well, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a TBR shelf necessarily. And I have no idea how many books are on my want to read on Goodreads. I keep so many books on there. You know, like, I think the better question is how many books are you reading currently? Which would be, I just started Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy last night on Audible because I finished The Gilded Razor. So I'm currently reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that includes Helter Skelter and It. And I have to get all of those books done except for Helter Skelter and It by the time that Booktubeathon starts. but I love to read. So, and if, you know, if it's a day that I'm feeling like I'm never going to accomplish anything today, and I just want to feel like, hey, you read a book, you'll feel better about yourself, I just break out Brenda the Bride and her flyaway veil. Oh my God, I love you guys so much. Follow me on all my social media. I'm really, really active. I have a daily vlog that I vlog on every day. I have a main channel where I do like all funny drama videos. And yeah, and I will talk to you later. Bye.